Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan and I'm going to be filming a makeup look for you today. I don't really know what I'm gonna call this yet. It's pretty much my day-to-day makeup, like face-wise, but I am gonna do something a little bit extra on my eyes. Nothing too much. I'm just gonna be using some of the products that I'm using on my face, like my bronzer and my highlighter, to create a simple eye look that is really put together and really classic looking and soft, but it still adds a little bit of emphasis around your eye. For my base, instead of primer, I am going to be using my Tinted Moisturizer from Mercier in the Radiance, or illuminating version, and it's called Burr Radiance. I absolutely love this stuff. You've seen me use it 100 times. I just use this underneath my foundation when I want a little bit of extra coverage and a little bit of extra illumination. This just gives the most amazing glow to your skin. I've been using this all summer. Next, I'm going to be applying my Hope in a Jar foundation from Philosophy in the shade 4. You've seen me use this a bunch of times as well. This is a typical combination for me. I absolutely love this, and I'm just applying that right to the top of my buffing brush, and I'm going to tap that on my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, and on my chin, and I'm just applying that with a mixture of stippling and circular motions, and that's really going to work it into the skin as well. I really want everything to look as kind of worked in as possible. I don't want any foundation sitting on my skin for this look. I'm taking whatever's left over on the brush just over my eyelids. I'm not going to be using an eye primer for this, but if your eyelids are oily, you could definitely just take an eye primer over your eyelids just to keep it stuck for a little bit longer. And for a little bit of extra coverage under the eyes and around the nose, I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetics Eye Lift in a Tube, just the Bye Bye Under Eye side and just right in the inner corner and just around the nose. And then also I'm going to use a little brush and just kind of cover this spot that I have. And then I'm going to blend that in with my fingertips. And then to set key areas of my face, I'm going to be using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Diffused Light. I've used this quite a few times in my recent videos and I absolutely have been obsessed with it. For a little bit of warmth on my skin, I'm going to be using my Smashbox bronzer in Sunkissed Matte. Sadly, this is the one that has been discontinued, but there are 1,000 matte bronzers out there that are just as good, and I'm just applying this to the outer portions of my face. I'm not applying much because this look isn't supposed to be super bronzy. I just want to add a little bit of life and warmth to my skin. For blush, I'm going back to an old favorite. This is the Rockateur from Benefit. I've had this forever and I absolutely love it. It's just one of my favorite all-time blushes. It goes with pretty much every look, and I'm just going to apply that with the same brush just to the kind of higher points of my cheekbones and kind of pull it upwards and backwards. And if I was not glowy enough already, I am going to be using a little bit of highlighter. This is my Marc Jacobs highlighter in the shade 302 Close Up, and I absolutely love this guy. I'm going to be using the same brush still, grabbing the two lighter colors, kind of swirling them together, and then taking them right on the top of my cheekbones, under my brow, across the center of my nose, and on my upper cupid's bow. Before I move on to my eyes, I'm just going to go ahead and get my brows out of the way using my IT Cosmetics Brow Power in the shade Universal Taupe. I don't know why I looked at that like it came in other shades. And this has just been my go-to for the last couple weeks. And those are my brows filled in just very quickly. And now I'm going to move on to eyes. For my eyes, I'm actually going to be using the same palette that I used to highlight my face. Again, my Marc Jacobs 302 Close Up. And I'm actually going to be splitting up these shades as well on my eyes, using the darker one in the crease to define, the middle one on my lid, and the lighter one just to highlight. And this is such a simple trick. A lot of bronzers or highlighters come in things like this with multiple colors that you can kind of break up and use on your eyes. You can also just use your bronzer and your highlighter for the same kind of effect. And this look is just super simple and easy, and it always looks nice because it's already colors that you have represented on your face elsewhere. So it always goes with the rest of your makeup. This is also great for travel because it's one less thing that you have to pack. It's also great for every day because it fits nicely in your makeup bag. And it's super simple to do. I'm just going to start with that darker shade on a fluffy brush. This is a MAC 217. Grab a little bit on the tip of that, and then I'm just going to slowly kind of work this into the crease of my eye. And I don't want this to be like super heavy. Obviously it's just a highlighter, so it's not going to really pack on too much pigment. But I do want to build up just a little bit right through the crease. I'm not going to wing it out or anything. And I'm just going to keep blending that until it's nice and seamless. And I'm just going to keep adding a little bit more and blending until it's built up to the intensity that I want it. Then of course I'm going to grab the middle shade and sweep that right across my lid. This one is pretty much my skin color, so it's not going to give me too much color. It's just going to give me that nice sheen across the eyelid. And this has kind of a golden tone to it, so it looks really nice, especially in the summertime. And then lastly, I'm going to take the highlighter from in here as well, and just kind of hit the inner tear duct area with that, and then of course the brow bone as well. And of course this would work just as well with matte products too. A matte bronzer is going to give you a little bit of extra definition in the crease as well. I'm also going to add a little bit of extra definition right up my lash line with my brow pencil. I'm going to hit the outer corner of the top and the lower and kind of smudge it out with my fingertips just to give a little bit of extra definition there. I just gave my lashes a quick curl as I always do, and I'm going to move on to a little bit of something on my lashes. This is my Laura Geller Fortifying Lashes Lash Primer, and this is a black lash primer that can be used on its own just to kind of tint your lashes just a little bit. It's not going to give you like full lashes, and that's not the look that I traditionally normally go for. But of course you could pair whatever mascara you want with this just to kind of plump up your lashes. Last step is a little bit of lip. This is from Tanya Burr. This is Afternoon Tea, and it's just a simple kind of nude color with a little bit of pink in it. And I'm just applying a little bit of that, and then of course when I wear gloss I always tap it out with my fingers just to kind of take away any excess shine. I want just a very natural kind of sheen left on the lips. And that is my face done. This is one of my go-to looks for when I want to look a little bit extra special at work or when I'm going out in the evening with friends. I'll just replace my foundation with one without sunscreen so that I don't get flashback in photography. I love how super simple this is. It's pretty much appropriate for any occasion. Daytime, evening time, work, going out. You can always amp it up with the lip, you can always amp it up with a little bit of liner, but this look is just a great staple to have in your makeup wardrobe. This look is great for beginners, great for experts, great for anybody who just wants a quick, simple go-to look. It's great for people just starting out with makeup or with eyeshadows, or guys who want to experiment with a little bit of eyeshadow but don't really want to invest in like an eyeshadow palette. This is something that is repurposed. It's not necessarily an eyeshadow, and you could recreate this exact look with eyeshadows if you have similar colors. All in all, this is one of my absolute favorite go-to looks. Every time I do it, somebody asks me what eyeshadow I'm wearing, and I love telling them that it's not actually eyeshadow, it's highlighter or bronzer or whatever else I'm using on my face that day. Alright, well I hope you all enjoyed this look. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me any requests you might have for future looks in the description box below. If you have a certain color you want to see, or a certain lip you want to see, or a certain celebrity inspired look you want to see, definitely leave those below because I do read them and I do take your input and try to implement that into my videos. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can go ahead and do that by clicking on my face right now. I post every Monday and every Thursday. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Twitter. Both of those things are at JonJonTalks, and I will see you all next time. Bye!